Hopefully this fly goes a bit better. The first one I tied there, the camera moved halfway through and I didn't realise. So we've got a size 10 heavy wet fly hook in the vise, and that's 12.0 nano silk. Any black thread will do, it's just that was in the bobbin at the time. I'll work down the shank of the hook. You want a good base of thread, stops any material slipping about on you. Just work down to where the barb would be. With that nano silk, don't try to snap the tag end off because it'll cut your fingers, and I know that from experience. And the tail on this fly is going to be this fluorescent lime Antron body wool. So I'll just snip a piece of that off. And we're going to double that over. Just working with it with my fingers there because there's a big kink in the end of it from being on the card, so just try and get that out of it before it goes onto the hook. It's not too bad there. I'm going to tie the tail in fairly long, and if I don't like it I can soon put a pair of scissors to it. So just a couple of turns and then one underneath to stop it from sagging down. The rib on this fly is going to be Lagarten metallic medium. This is the gold tinsel just. So I'm going to catch this in on the underside of the hook, just at the length of the body, and run all this down. You don't need to be too neat here because this is all going to be dubbed over, so any humps and bumps and lumps, you'll never know they're there. Snip that out. Let's tie that wee end up and bring that thread back to bring the thread right up to where the tail is there. Not sure why that camera's doing that. That's a bit better, but the body looks a mess now, but in a few minutes it'll be lovely. So this is Kindle's Claret Seals for a sub. I'm going to start that at the back. Couple of turns just to get it started, and then that's like an anchor point, and as you're winding up it can tighten up to that. So I'll get a good base of this down. I like that Kindle's Seals for substitute. It's when you hold it up to the light, it glistens the way real seals fur does, so I think it's a good job. So sweep all that back, anything that's going forward, sweep it back. The first hackle is a Kindle Ewing saddle, so it's a cock saddle dyed claret. Tie that in there. If you're new to tying, you want to get used to folding all these tips back. That feather can't go anywhere now. You have to rip that feather before it'll break. No, it can't pull out. So we'll put a couple of turns in there just to support the front hackles. And good open turns down the body. We'll go for 3. And follow it up with that wire or with the tinsel. That's 1, 2, 3. Doesn't want to sit there. 4. Sweep everything back as you're coming into the 5th turn. And bring your thread up over it. What I like about that Lagarten tinsel is you can helicopter it off and get a very close in cut. Sweep everything back and a few turns of thread right up to where the hackle stopped. I'll come in here and snip this end away. There's enough for, you'll probably get another fly out of that, so save that for the next one. Now the more I look at that, I don't like the tail, I think it's a bit long, so I'll come in and trim that a wee bit. But everyone likes their tails different, so it's up to yourself where you have it. I'll trim that a wee bit off. Going to come in with a dubbing brush and pull out some of that Sales Fur substitute dubbing. If you've tied everything in well, you should be able to really go at it with this and pull a good bit of them fibres out. So the next hackle is going to be, this is a Ewing hen neck, it's dyed in claret again. I'm looking down towards the base of the neck here for a good big feather. A nice one there. I'm going to expose the tip again. Put everything back. A couple of turns to hold it in and tie that tip down. Pull away. Grab a hold of that. Again, you can put as much hackle in as you want or as little. So I'm gonna put 2 turns in. Yeah, that's plenty there. Come up in with the thread. Snip that away. Just get another few turns in. Bring the hand right back again. And the next feather is off this rump. It's a golden pheasant rump, and it's dyed in with the said claret, but I would say that's more of a magenta, but it looks lovely, so we'll use away that. I'll strip away all the fluid off this. Don't need any of that side. Find the tip. And again, you're going to set that in 2 turns, hold the tip back and work right up to the eye. Now find the tip in there. If you're holding your thread tight, you should be able to snap all them tips out. Again, you can use as much or as little as you want. I'll probably just use the whole feather up. I like a fly that's well hackled. These are heading down to Donegal. Friend has asked me to tie them up for him. Wonderful, you with the fly tying and the fishing, you meet people all over the world. I've never met this man in person, but he said he liked my claret dabblers one time and I sent him some over, and the other day he seen some more flies he liked, and I'll not charge him a penny for them, I'll just give them to him. I think that's what fishing and fly tying's all about. Just catch any wee loose fibres and you want a nice neat head on this. There's one there I might need to snip out. Prickly fibre there, just didn't want to sit down into the thread turns. And I was always told for the big lock flies just fish aren't looking at the head of that fly. So that's good neat head there, and just a touch of UV resin now. I'm just going to put that in the thread. If you put it in the thread, you can get it right the way around without getting it all over your hackles and ruining your nice fly. Come in, do a couple of turn whip finish, and with the whip finish, if there's any last wee bits that need to tidy up on that head, you can do it now. Snip that away. When your kids drop your scissors, the tips of them don't usually cut, so come in with a torch, set that head. And that's 3 fly done. Now, you see all these flies on Instagram and they look absolutely perfect. If you really want that fly to look lovely for a photo, stick the hairdryer on it and it'll sweep all them back lovely. And it really does look nice, but I don't think the fish worry too much about it. So, thanks for watching, and if there's anything you'd like to see, don't hesitate to message and I'll see what I can do. Thank you.